Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the five-digit European Cup final stage. First match of our beautiful weekend at 12:30 UTC. These guys have no problem with playing in the afternoon for their time. It's Sweden and Germany in the losers bracket. Sweden falling in a very close matchup against France last weekend in a 6-4 attempt, nearly missing it out on the tiebreaker. And Germany still kicking and fighting in the losers bracket themselves. I believe falling to Russia a few weeks back. My name is Hubba, and joining me on this cast is Bernie. How are you feeling about the matchup?
Hello, welcome. I'm feeling good about this matchup. I feel like this is on paper this could be a very close matchup. Although Germany is a team that I've been accompanying since the early stages of this tournament. I did cast their match against Belux all the way back in Swiss stage round one, and they seemed a very interesting team, more focused on the aim consistency. They do have some weaknesses in terms of like tapping. During the earlier stages they didn't really show off those weaknesses, but right now with the later stages of the tournament those weaknesses are starting to crack a little bit. But for Team Sweden, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not very familiar with these players. I did see that they were a bit stronger on those no mods, on those aim picks as well. So I'm expecting a bit more of a balanced matchup here in terms of the skill sets, but. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, really. This is a losers bracket match, so both of these teams are facing elimination. But I'm expecting a good one, Hubba.
Yeah, should be a heater. I'm expecting like just general mechanics versus gimmicks. Sweden is a team that is very gimmick forward, loves their hiddens, loves their techish maps. Of course, the pooling direction going to be helping that case with regards to this matchup. But I do believe we have already rolled and gotten bans underway. So having a look at that transition, it's going to be the Sweden banning out DT4, and then Germany getting rid of free mod 2 and no mod 6. So both of those hardcore kind of hybrid reading maps falling to the wayside for Team Germany, which is making a lot of sense. Those are very hard maps to access this weekend in comparison to previous weekends. A little bit of ramp up in that reading difficulty, but Hidden 2 still on the table, leaving open the more rhythmic option of those lower approach rate maps.
Yeah, that hidden two really also looks kind of funky and kind of evil looking. Um, but yeah, free mod 2, no mod 6. They're not really gonna take any chances with that anti mod free mod 2 and the no mod 6, which also looks very fun, but also very challenging as well. And they're gonna ban out DT2, Team Sweden, the super stamina test, and also very finger control heavy, minus 45. It's not super BPM heavy as well. It's only like 200 BPM, but still, I think Team Sweden isn't really feeling it. So they're gonna pick out free mod 4.
Yeah, leaving that DT3 open. They're going for the higher BPM burstier picks left open as opposed to the more stamina-oriented options in that DT pool as shown by those bans. And this free mod 4 first pick, we are going immediately into this sort of kind of a comfort mod pick in a way. It's Hard Rock favored in that it's lower CES, sort of middle of the road density with the Air 9.2. And Lindsay Cosmico Swing type mapping, some linear sliders and some geometric control. Sweden is, again, as I mentioned, a team that is very fond of these sort of hybrid skill sets, the maps with more variance, which is sort of why I'm surprised to see that DT4 ban initially, but picking into the kinds of maps I am anticipating with this free mod 4 first.
Indeed. I'm not too sure about the players and who could be taking the hiddens and the hard rocks. Probably on the side of Germany, you could have maybe an easy or two. You have Theo and I forgot the name of the other player. Oh my god, it is Musubi. Jesus. Musubi and Theo being the two more easy specialized players in Team Germany, but from what I could see, are also talking to Theo, the German captain, Musubi is not around at the moment, so they're going to be taking Theo, Mankichiro, Rekinaya, and Yao side of Team Sweden, Sige, Zayas, Pompey, and Ran, whatever. We're gonna get started with our free mod 4, and we can see an double easy being taken from Team Sweden, Sige, and Pompey, a hard rock being taken by Zayas, and Theo on the hard rock actually, and Rikinaya and Yao on those hiddens.
Yeah, the easy multiplier for this map is looking at a 2.4 for this one. So you're looking at just about a 1.2 million score for easy SS, but with that early break from Sieg not going to be the case. Early advantage to the side of Germany. Again, we won't get those easy multis to the tail end, but both of those players missing, as well as Zeus being the only hold combo in our beginning section. Scratch that, no combos on the side of Sweden, and immediately this first pick is somewhat backfiring. We'll have to see what the scoreline is looking like at the tail end with the double up in score, but right now, even with that multiplier, it is looking like well over a 150k lead on the side of Germany as they hold on to that two-way FC on Theo, and Yao going to be putting in more than enough work.
Yeah, and Yao actually finding a break, so now it's just Theo holding on the ship for Team Germany, but you still have Team Sweden, Sige actually dropping the full easy, the combo on the easy, but you still have Pompey holding on the easy combos, and also Ran holding on that combo on the no mod, but still Theo's still holding on to that full combo on that hard rock is going to help out the Team Germany very much so, but you got to look out for those multipliers on Team Sweden because this map, 2.4x on easy, it's nothing to scoff at, honestly. So with Pompey holding on with that combo, but Sige actually finding breaks, and as well as Zayas right now. Zayas finding another break, Sige as well, but Theo's still holding on to the full combo.
Yeah, and that's what's making the bulk of the difference here. With multiplier, you're looking at about a 500k, maybe 580k gain off the back of that 2.4. But there is just not enough work being done on that hard rock in comparison to the FC shown up by the Team Germany captain over there, Theo, putting the team on his back for an incredibly early breakpoint, regardless of that mult. I'm sure a little bit of a backfiring for Sweden with regards to those breaks. Very few of them on the players. Just the timing of the misses, so unfortunate. Halfway point for Ran, and those 3 misses, perfectly even split for Zeus alongside the 90% act. Very hard to access that map, and first pick backfired. Germany looking to consolidate on their next one, and you would have to imagine, given the bans, they're just going to be running straight into some of the tapping maps in this pool, looking at something like a DT3, something like a Nomad 5. Germany in this matchup having a bit of an edge on the mechanical end.
Indeed, yeah, they do have some advantage on those mechanic kind of maps. I do see what you mean. How about the DT3 and the Nomad 5? They're really trying to pick into the more tapping heavy kind of maps. You do also have other maps that are very much in the mechanics. You also have the Nomad 4 as well, which could be an interesting pick for Team Germany, but you're very much more leaning towards those tapping heavy kind of stamina-ish maps, the Nomad 5, like you said, in DT3, but I don't know. This could go either way, honestly.
Yeah, they are reluctant to pick it. I was expecting more of just like a snap, let's go straight into it, but they are seeming like they are pondering something. I'm looking at some of the other maps in this pool, maybe like a Nomad 2 I could see being incredibly hard to access mechanically. This raw death streams of the Children of Bodom downfall, but no, it is going to be No Mod 5 eventually after a little bit of deliberation. Skin Thief. Of course, Hubba, a part of the pooling team, of course. This was my doing. I did this. It is no secret that Skin Thief is tapping. So surely it fits for the team. No Mod 5. There's a couple sections in this that you have to worry about. There is a lot of raw stamina in the intro, leading into sort of semi-snap alt hybrid in the middle, and going back into stamina at the tail end with some slider trickery as well. If you underaim some of those buzz sliders, it's very important to hold on to both your tapping and your aim comfort throughout the map. And that makes it kind of volatile. I'm sure that's why they were a little bit reluctant to immediately go into this map.
Yeah. Also, this on paper, on statistics alone, this looks like one of the hardest maps in the entire pool, being 6.99, pretty much 7 stars. 230 BPM is also this map is gonna drain your stamina to a T, honestly. But also, yeah, that's pretty much the only problem that you're gonna have to worry on this map, because looking at the other statistics, CS3, you don't really have to worry about too much about aim-ish, because it's also not very spaced from what I could tell. The AR is also very comfortable on this type of BPM as well. So yeah, it's pretty much just a full-on speed stamina test for these players.
Yeah, I mean, this is a map where that middle section, it does give you a moment to catch your bearings, but if you are shaky, if you hold on to your nerve and your combo throughout that beginning shred, and then you're immediately faced with that snap alt section, it's gonna be a little bit divisive, because your nerves, you might just shake off of some of those snaps, the slowdown section. It's very tricky. So I'm looking at the main speed players for these teams. I'm looking at FaZe Terry, I'm looking at Corrin. In specific for this one, Yiyao having a little bit of early troubles with regards to the misses, but Terry to trade it up with axe drops on each side. Uge as well to miss with the early. That is every FT down for Sweden immediately. In case you were wondering about the comfort, here's the longest death stream in the map. Chain 100s for a handful of those players, but the 96 is held on. And right now it's just the combo advantage. Surprisingly enough, accuracies are just about even across the way at 95 average on all. But it's these breaks at the tail end, and those are the buzz sliders you have to worry about. If you're not comfortable on the tapping side, aiming the kick sliders in between are not going to be easy. It's a little bit of reading density. And that is exactly why Germany has this lead right now with the double FC in tow to a culminated 400, maybe 500 combo on the side of Sweden. They are absolutely dogpiling this game.
Yeah, this looks very much a pick for Germany right now. Yiyao still holding on to that at 800 combo and very respectable 98% accuracy. Meanwhile, Team Sweden not really knowing what to do. You have Girlliker holding on to some combo close to the 500 mark, but there's nothing you can do. But Yiyao finally finds a break, but with a little bit over halfway for this map to finish, you also have that recovery combo from Maddie on the side of Team Germany. And I think Germany really did their homework with this one. Girlliker, though, still holding on to the combo and is holding on. And maybe if Maddie does find a break, or if there's no combo left on the side of Team Germany, maybe that combo from Girlliker will help them. Yeah, Maddie does find a break. Wait, this could actually be...
It's the aim. It's the snap aim. It's the snap all in between. That's exactly what you have to worry about. It's the nerve. You're losing all your recovery combos on that section for Germany, and it's the hybrid mapping. Yiyao doing their best on this 98 is actually phenomenal for the potential score. I mean, you see a equivalent combo on Maddie, and the 97.5 is just putting in massive work with that 450k, but Girl misses. Ran and FaZe Terry doing their best at this hardest section towards the tail end, but there's all combos down. And holding your nerve, holding on to the combo at the very end. Hardest thing to do with this one. Unfortunately, not going to be going back to their side. That will be a consolidated break point on the side of Germany with a very solid 1.5 mil team score there.
Very good team score for Team Germany. No surprises, honestly. This is a very much Germany-sided pick. You still have some good scores on Team Sweden. Girl are actually coming in with the 410k. Some players may be underperforming a little bit for what our expectations would be, but overall, yeah, Team Germany just had the better overall team score. And now it's going to be Sweden's pick, and they desperately need a point on the board, Hubba.
Yeah, it is down 2, but plenty of 6 to go. They just got a little overzealous with the easies, I imagine. I'm still looking at that hidden 2 again. They did double ban the low AR. That is presumably some point of weakness on Germany, especially with the main carry performance on that free mod 4 being off the back of a Hard Rock score, and the hidden sort of middling out, evening between the Sweden and Germany sides. I would like to see them dip into the hidden proper pool, probably. The Fremont 3 is still a solid pick with Pompejuwag on the easy, but like we can't be gambling the double easies at this point after losing that break point early. That would be a bit disastrous. But yeah, it's going to be the hidden 3. It's going to be Thought I Was Dead by Tyler the Creator. This is Snap Alt. This is linear sliders. This is a little bit jank with regards to the overlap patterning presented in this map as well, the OD8. If you're a little bit early on that hidden, if you're aiming early, tapping early, it's a little bit easier to note lock as well. So you gotta have hidden comfort baseline to be able to enter this map. And for Sweden, this is probably the comfort pick of all time for them.
Yo, I'm excited for this one, Hubba. I'm not gonna lie, like this is a banger song, and also from what I could see, from the little bit that I've seen from this map, it's gonna be just your standard low BPM alt map with some mechanic and some very wonky sliders in the mixture. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun map. Tyler the Creator again, just a banger song. And yeah, we're just waiting for players to come into the lobby. You already see on the side of Team Sweden, see Uge, Pompey, and Sige, but Team Germany still only having Theo in the lobby.
Yeah, Theo gonna be the anchor for this team. He's captain for a reason. Looking at the hidden roster on the side of Sweden, it's Ran, Pompejuwag, and Uge hopping in, all 4 hanging out. I'm curious to see who the backups on Germany are going to be, though, as I'm a little unfamiliar with their roster. If you may have some input.
Honestly, I could see some players like Yao and Rekinaya being in for this one. Yeah, you see Yao over there. Yao being one of those fill players for this kind of map. You see Corrin as well. So I could probably see Rekinaya in, but no, it's gonna be Mankichiro actually going in for this one. So yeah, now Germany does have their full roster ready for this hidden 3, and we're gonna get started. We already see the good lucks in the chat, and yeah, let's get started. Hidden 3.
Yep, going in to Thought I Was Dead by Tyler the Creator, mapped by the Honey Sticks. Gonna be the Snap Alt, the overlaps, hidden comfort. Just waiting for our final player to ready up so we can get into it. But there's a couple sections in this map that are a bit devious. There is the linear sliders around the diff spike at 500 combo, where if you over aim the slider a little bit, you could miss the reverse, get a slider break there, as well as some of the buzz slider difficulty in those sections. And again, accuracy is going to be a sign of comfort, and immediately this beginning section There's a little bit of an off-kilter rhythm, lots of stop and go, lots of overlaps, slowdowns, one-thirds, all of the basics for this style of Snapball map.
Yeah, this early second gear is gonna have some very wonky rhythms right now. Just getting players ready for the drop, for the meat and potatoes of this map, actually. So yeah, you can see here these big sliders coming in the chorus section for this song, but so far no one really dropping their combos. You see, oh, Corn actually being the first one to break from Team Germany. There goes Theo as well. That's gonna give an early advantage for Team Sweden right now, still holding on to 4 full combos against 2 full combos from the side of Team Germany.
Yeah, first little diff spike section taking out 2 members of Team Germany there. It's all 4 held on for Sweden. Highest stack on Sige on the 2-100. Menki Chira, though, we have not gotten really into the weeds of the difficulty of this map. The overlap sliders taking out Menki Chira, Pombejiwag, and Korin. So it's still 3 FCs to just the 1 from Miya, but the recovery combo on Theo is gonna be a little bit of a pullback, but for all intents and purposes, at the halfway point here, this is the Sweden show at that final FC dropping. I mean, your eyes are glued to the left side of the screen because there is constant breaks on Germany in the current moment. Yuge ran Sige so comfortable on this map, but at this 2/3 mark, here we go with the div spike. The buzz slider takes out 4 people, but Sige with the comfort still holding on to the FC, and that is going to be more than enough with this lead to keep it growing.
Yeah, though that big break from 3 players on the side of Team Sweden really was something, but Sige still holding on to the full combo, still showing no signs of discomfort whatsoever, holding on to very decent accuracy as well. Side of Team Germany, though, okay, you have Theo and Mankichiro trying their best to hold on to a semblance of combo, but Sige is still going. You have breaks coming in from Pompey and Uge on the side of Team Sweden, but it's not going to really matter too much. Sige is still holding on.
It's going a little. It started at 270 in that section. There is combo advantage on the side of Germany, but now it's up to Sige to hold the line here in the final few combos. I believe it's 1240 for the FC. A couple more slider ends to go. It's very tricky, very divisive here. It's shrinking down to 100k. I don't know if there's enough time, though. There's just a few moments remaining. If Sige finds any drop at this tail end, there is no combo to back him up. His teammates keep on breaking. It's bringing the score back over to Germany, but there is not enough time with these final few sliders. And that will do it. Sige holding the line in a very close effort by the tail end with a hidden 3 FC in our final stage.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was too locked in on Sige's full combo to realize that, yeah, the lead was shifting ever so slightly to the side of Team Germany, and what started as 200k ended up being 60k score difference. But still, Sige did just enough to get a point on the board for their team, and now it's going to be Germany's pick, and they still have that DT3 available if they want to keep with the tapping picks. But I don't know, Hubble. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the DT3 is a shorter pick. I feel like it's the obvious pick, though. Like, there's no world where they don't go for it after winning Nomad 5 in such a fashion, right? But that pick, it is shorter. It's like a little more volatile in that regard, because if you miss at the halfway point is like maybe like 50 seconds in, so like it'll really chop your score in half. So I suppose they're just waiting for Korin to come back based on the chat, so that way they can get this DT3 rocking and rolling. But other than that, I mean, it just feels like the next obvious pick, unless they run something like that Nomad 2.
Oh, there we go.
Ask and you shall receive. Once again, it's Nomad 2. They're gonna go for Downfall instead a little bit. more of a consistency check with regards to those mechanics, the stamina streams here. One of the more skill cappy maps in this pool by a pretty wide margin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is a song. It is 200 BPM, or if you want to be be accurate, yeah, 199 BPM, pretty much 200. Yeah, it is gonna be a very standard Nomad 2, honestly. And nothing really much that I can add, honestly. How about if you want to take it away and talk a little bit more about this Nomad 2?
Yeah, this Nomad 2 has been a staple of tournaments for quite a minute. This is, I believe, their only ranked map, the old Mass W, man. Mostly known for mechanics graveyarded maps. And it's just sort of raw stamina. There's a couple Axel B cells in here, no real super space stream, but really focusing and hinging on your mechanics here. That's why BT4 was more of a control check this week in comparison. This one more focused on that raw stamina. And based off of how Nomad 5 went, it's looking like the same roster for Sweden here. It's going to be a war of attrition with regards to how accessible the BPM makes this kind of map for the Swedish roster. And on the side of Germany, you can tell that they're getting their little practice on, because the only one in the lobby is Mankey Chiro, and he just hopped in 3 seconds ago.
Yeah, you can expect to see some of those players that did play the Nomad 5 returning for the Nomad 2. You see Yao, you also saw Mankichiro, but I'm not sure if they are going to be staying around for this one. But yeah, you could probably see, like, yeah, okay, Mankichiro is actually staying around. And you see Corian as well coming in. Yeah, it's pretty much your same standard roster for Nomad 5. Staying in for the Nomad 2 as well.
Yeah, all players inbound. It is same roster as both sides for this Nomad 2. Yi Yao was that top performer on the Nomad 5. I would presume he's going to do similar heinous acts to this map based on how comfortable his accuracy was on that Nomad 5. But it's going to be all about the flow aim for this one. That's going to be the accessibility for Sweden, who are generally a team that likes the kind of techish maps. And tech and flow are skill sets that are somewhat aligned. So we'll have to see if these players can make that happen with Children of Bodom Downfall. And we go to 4 minutes and 30 seconds, what I believe is the longest map in this pool of straight Nomad 2 stream action. Germany winning the spinner war to kick this off.
Amazing. But yeah, you were right, Hubbard. This is the longest map in the entire pool, with the exception of Tiebreaker, obviously. But yeah, we're gonna get started right away with the 199 BPM streams, of Mankichiro being the first one to find a break, but it's still very early on, so nothing too concerning here. FaZe Terry actually finding a break, Mankichiro right to follow, but everyone else still holding on to their full combos. It's still 3-3, very, very symmetrical views right now, so actually kind of satisfying to look at as well. But yeah, so far, all right, Corian actually on the side of Team Germany does find a break, so now it's just 3 full combos on the side of Team Sweden and 2 on the side of Team Germany. Mankichiro finding some act drops, Uke finding a break, so now it's 2 versus 2 full combos. But wait, Ran and Girlliker do find breaks, and that could be, yeah, that could actually flip to the side of Team Germany right now.
Yeah, who put those jumps in my stream map, I guess. Both of those players missing on the aim. You are looking at the bottom row on the side of Germany with regards to Yi Yao and Maddie. The 2 double full combos are going to be taking over this map in very quick fashion, but the recovery scores from Ran and Girlliker need to be the story here, because Mankey Chiro is having a really rough time accessing this map. The 50k score on him and that break from Yi Yao is going to be so important as the recovery combos begin to build on Team Sweden. Terry drops the full combo on their side, but so does Maddie, And suddenly it's the Uge show with Girl Liker. On that recovery, you see the big 100 drop. It's a 1k difference at our halfway point, but the combos are fully on the side of Sweden for here on out. They just need to continue holding on here, and they may be able to bring it back, but still, the scoreline is so close, and Mankichiro is having a really rough time on that fourth player, and I mean, this is just fully up to how long Uge and Girl Liker can hold on to this double SC, because nobody else in the lobby is really holding.
Yeah, Girl Liker still holding on to combo as well as Uge, but what the hell is going on Mankichiro's screen and as well as FaZe Terry? They're both struggling a little bit and to see a big chain miss, but also Girl Liker as well. Uge ran, everyone breaks on the side of Team Sweden. You have Cabo going on the side of Team Germany right now. Yao still holding on, Mankichiro as well, but yeah, it's gonna flip in just a few moments to the side of Team Germany if Yao can hold on to that combo. Nothing really going on the side of Team Sweden. You see so many players struggling, but so far Team Germany is just gonna be taking the lead right now on this third quarter of the map, and yeah, Yao still holding on as well as Mankichiro.
Yeah, and it is just the Yao show right now. I mean, this 800 combo, this is the second time he's had 800 combo in this map. For reference, the only player to match that has been Uge. And there is the 4-way recovery, but in this slower section, Mankichiro, Corrin, and Maddie are fully locking in now. Accuracies are on the side of Germany, and with this 30k difference, it's going to require a double break from Germany for this to swap back over to the Swedish side at our tail end. But the rest of this map is more slow section. That Space Quint takes out Yao, but it also takes out 3 members on Sweden. And that is going to do it. The chain misses on Uge in our final streams, skyrocketing and ballooning the lead on the side of Germany by well over 100k. And what was once a close margin is now a sign of failed victory, as Germany still maintaining their 2-point lead on their second pick.
Yeah, and this towards the tail end was the Yao show pretty much. The highest score in the entire lobby. And yeah, they did their job for their team. And right now, Sweden is gonna be their pick. And I'm not too sure what they could do here, Hubbo. I'm not gonna lie. You do see that their picks, some of them haven't been really working out, with the exception of that hidden 3. So maybe they could stay with the hidden pool as well, but they also have the Fremont 3 still to their advantage.
Yeah, hidden 3 worked in their favor, but it was mad close at the tail end.
True,
Again, remember,
true.
that was just a 40k difference. So they need a little bit more backup. The other players on Sweden seemed comfortable in the mod itself. It was just the placement of that break was super unfortunate on those players. So something like that hidden 2 would not be so bad here, where there isn't such a prevalent diff spike in the map. It's just a real nerve test and testing your raw hidden comfort with regards to the rhythm and the AR rate presented in that map. Also, looking at something like that Fremont 3 still on the table if they so choose. I would imagine Seagay would be plotting on the hidden there as opposed to the easy. But it's going to be Nomad for Sweden, a team that likes their tech, and we're going to be going into one of the customs of this pool mapped by Pork. It's going to be Bounce Back by Bray and Kitson.
Yeah, custom map time. Yeah, but this Nomad 4 is interesting for mainly one reason. This is more focused on hard mechanics. It's not your usual slider tech Nomad 4. A banger song though, but it is more focused on those hard mechanics, on those bursts, and still some sliders as well, but it's not your usual like super fast wonky slider tech, but it's still going to be a very fun one to see.
Yeah, and the method to the madness for this pick is going to be the reading difficulty of this map. A little bit of transparency here. This map was originally mapped as a hidden 3 spot for the semifinals pool, which, like, no, this map was way too hard. So I was like, okay, we gotta smooth this around somewhere. Its final resting place wound up being the Nomad 4 in this pool, and that Mech Tech hybrid. It is prevalent that it used to be a hidden map because there's a lot of reading difficulties sort of sifted in here, lots of overlaps in the kick slider jumps, and mixed in with the rhythm changes. So, with that being said, with its intent and with the skill sets represented in the map, this is going to be basically Hidden 3 but on no mod for the Swedish roster. They're running a very similar roster as they did on that Hidden 3, and they're looking to make it work out here. As on the German side, you have Maddie, Kex, Yiyao, and Theo, a very similar roster as they ran on that Hidden 3 as well. Lots of overlapping skill sets in those maps.
Yeah, and now you're gonna see Kex coming in from for the side of Team Germany. Excuse me. But yeah, I have all the rosters. Yeah, and everyone is ready up for this no mod for the custom, the custom map. One of the custom maps, one of the 5 customs actually, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so far very standard stuff going on. Nothing too crazy. These back and forth sliders right now in first break coming in from Ran, and Zeus actually to follow on the side of Team Sweden. So now that's going to give an early advantage to the side of Team Germany, but still nothing to worry about. You have full combos going in from Uge and Sige. On side of Team Sweden, Yiyao being the first to break on Team Germany, but you still have Maddie, Theo, and Kex. Kex, never mind, Kex does fall, so now it's 1v2 full combos, and now it's going to swift over to the side of Team Sweden. Uge and Sige still holding on to those full combos, Theo being the only one that is still intact in Team Germany.
Yeah, this map, the mechanical difficulty, Theo is also down. It's the recovery scores from Zeus and Ran also putting in lots of work. You see the accuracy comfort on all the players on that side, a 96 average. It is Uge and Zeus to drop, but Sige, the captain of Sweden, we saw the kinds of carry performances Theo was pulling out with regards to that Fremont 4 FC, and Sige, this is his bread and butter, doing it once more, as he did on that Hidden 3, to hold on for Sweden. This is the first time we've seen Sweden with a massive scoreline like this, and the recovery scores from Germany are just not there. Yiyao doing his best, but it is swamped out by Zeus and Uge right now. And Sige has basically got a free FC in the current moment. The other 3 players have the rest of the combos on Germany matched.
Yes, Sige is still running in with the full combo, I believe, but he does have backup from Ran and Uge as well, just doing their best as well to find some full combos. This slider could be very tricky, and there goes Sige and Maddie right now, and you still have combos from Ran on the side of Team Sweden and Uge to backup. But keep in mind also Team Germany does have Yiyao holding on, and Theo, so that could also be a bit tricky, but there goes Yiyao and Maddie as well, and it's only gonna be Ran running with the lead. No pun intended, I'm so sorry, but Zeus does find a break. Uge, Sige, and Ran still holding on to combos. And I think Team Sweden did just enough to get another point on the board on this no mod 4, but there goes Ran.
Okay, so, like, I thought this map was even hard for this pool, not gonna lie. That score from Ran is unreal. A 600k in match, 1200 combo with just the early break on the slider until the tail end. Oh, if not for those misses just there, I believe he was still holding on to the S-rank. That is an unreal performance from the dynamic duo of Ran and Sige on the tech pick. Sige with that recovery 500 combo as well, just to put an exclamation mark on the dirty work. A 1 miss and a 4 miss respectively, with a nearly 2 million team score on the side of Sweden for that one, in what has been their their strongest pick yet. So they've definitely found their into this match, and that is going to be with those tech maps. And I'm curious about the Hard Rock pool now because Germany is a team that traditionally is strong on Hard Rock, but that's where the rest of the tech in this pool lies. Something like that HR1 mech tech or the HR3 sort of control tech ish kind of maps. I'm curious to see if those get picked by Sweden, regardless of the mod comfort on the side of Germany, but for now, it is back to Germany's pick. Nomad 2 worked in their favor. Nomad 5 worked in their favor. We've been talking about it all match, Bernie. Truly, it's just the DT3.
It has to happen, Hubba. It just has to happen. They need to pick it. They just need to get that point on the board for the DT3. But because looking at the rest of the pool, what else do you have? You have DT1, but it's not really up to their strong suits. It's just a DT3. Come on, guys.
I mean, it's gotta be, surely. Surely.
Like, realistically speaking, what else do you, if you were Team Germany right now, you want no mod, you want no mod 5, you want no mod 2, what else can you do?
I raise you. Okay, there it is. I was going to say I raise you free mod 1 as like 240 aim and burst sort of mechanics on comfort mods, but it is going to be DT3 after a little bit of conciliation there. And that initial breakpoint for Germany is putting in a lot of work in with regards to this, because after this, like, everything feels toss-uppy. Germany has had an advantage on all the tapping maps, but everything else has just been close between these two teams. So realistically, I don't know where they go next. They haven't picked it, like, neither of these teams have picked any raw aim. So we don't really know where the advantage truly lies there. If we look in terms of previous weeks, it was Sweden with the #1 score on the Nomad 1 last week, as well as the Hard Rock 1. Like, in theory, they are a strong team in the... Never mind, I was looking at Poland. Well, why are these sheets so condensed? I hate it. But they did have #1 on Hidden One, which is also an aim pick.
Yeah.
We'll work with that. So Sweden on paper has like a pretty solid aim base. I'm just curious to see like if either of these teams indulge in it, because after this, I think Germany has to.
Yeah, and also Sweden did have #1 last week on the DT1, so adding more to the aim thing that you were mentioning, Hubba. So I do think that Sweden can really go into that aim department for their next picks, but who knows really, because like on paper Sweden did have #1 last week on the Nomad 2 and they did lose it. So statistics are only statistics at the end of the day. They're just numbers on a piece of paper. So right now we're gonna have to wait and see what Sweden will do, but for now we're gonna start DT3, one of the shortest maps in the entire pool, but still, you know, just your average drum and bass, 261 BPM, not very stamina heavy. It's just mainly just a speed test, really.
Yeah, and I'm curious why Sweden left this open over other maps. Like, the Nomad 2, realistically, it could have been one player carry performance. Nomad 5, same deal. You gave very strong tapping player on the Swedish side, could have ran a solo Dolo if he got lucky, but right now it is just raw ACK advantage carrying Germany through this. The AR 10.3, CK's holding on to 65% accuracy, 87 on Rand. Like, what am I? This feels wrong. It feels illegal what I'm watching right now. I don't... like, why did they ban DT4 over this? If, like, what is happening?
Yes, Sige holding on to the full combo of all time, and we're halfway done with the map. Phase Terry does find a break. It's still Sige in red, but it doesn't really matter because the accuracy difference is just enormous, really, on both teams. Just the Sige 69% accuracy FC going on, but you have Kex and Yao, and there goes Sige finally dropping the full combo. Hello? Oh, okay. We're back. Sorry, the our stream was black screen for a little bit, but yeah, you do have a full combo still going in for Kex, if I'm not mistaken. But there goes Uge face Terry. Doesn't really matter though. We're already entering the final moments of the map, and there goes Kex with the FC, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Yeah, the 91.99% FC. And that score from Siga is just very funny, Hubba. It's so funny.
What a guy. He almost got 69-69 Ek. He would have won something from somebody, probably. Kex, very strong FC there, 92%. The air 10.3, very tricky on this pick. Again, why did they leave this open when, like, to be honest, I don't know if Germany even picked DT4. Like, like banning DT4 feels absurd to me after seeing that map. So with that out of the way, I mean,
Oh.
I'm curious to free mods, it's hidden too. This is pretty expected, given the previous picks. There is a clear reading advantage on the side of Sweden that they are looking to pounce on and keep alive. So we'll see if prophecy foretold remains true on the side of Sweden, as they're already down this one breakpoint still. They're just looking for their edge, and it may be coming soon if Germany find, or if now that Germany is out of tapping picks, but like, Sweden still has to be winning their own, and hopefully this hidden 2 will remain true if we're looking for a close match here.
Yeah, yeah, this hidden 2, from what I could see in the pool showcase, it just looks evil. It just has everything going on at the same time. You have aim control, you have finger control, you have rhythm changes, all this in AR8 plus hidden. So this I would argue this is one of the hardest maps in the entire pool, but it's mainly because of me and not being able to read AR8 with hidden, but it still looks very complicated even without the hidden, honestly. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one to watch, but it's also going to be very tricky for some of these players.
Yeah, there's a lot of hybrid skill sets presented in this hidden 2. This is another map that can come down to just one reading specialist, and you're looking at the top row here. It's Sieg and Pompejiwag. That dynamic duo has been so strong on the reading. Both of those players were the ones that take the easy on that free mod 4. If that doesn't show some level of reading comfort, I don't know what will. But for Sweden, they just have to not let it get to their head. This is a map that is somewhat consistency forward with those hybrid skill sets, and with this being 3 minutes long, it's going to be very tricky, but it is an early break from both Maddie and Rekanaja on the side of Germany, and that's going to be giving them a bit of an advantage early on the accuracy front as well. And I mean, this is the first true like raw reading map that Sweden has picked in this pool after the ban phase, and with that triple break, it's actually going to be incredibly difficult early on. It's Yao and Pompejiwag matching each other. Pompejiwag on the 98 looking so comfortable.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a 1v1 right now between Pompey and Yao, but So far, yeah, it's gonna be an early lead for Team Sweden right now, and you see breaks, a triple break coming in from Sige, Uge, and Ran. But Team Germany still have Maddie finding some difficulties here, but Rekinaya, she's still holding on to some combo, but she's trying her best. Theo as well, having some sort of backup combo, but wait, Yao does find a break. And that could be huge for Team Sweden right now. Pompey still holding on to the full combo as we enter the halfway point of this map.
Yeah, it's just the single FC putting in the work. This, for all intents and purposes, in that first half was just a 1v1. All the recovery combos and everyone else has been relatively even. Other than Yuyao and Pompetiwag, and Pompe now with the 700 combo with over 400k. Its eyes glued to their monitor as the score lead presented is just the score difference between themselves and Yiyao here. The 500k brought back over 1 million team score, brought back over 300k. Now the lead for Team Sweden, and the reading advantage seems to be coming from just one man at the current moment, and Pompey making it happen on this pick. Will they find the FC here, Burn?
Oh, I hope so. I really hope that Pompey can close out the FC. This section here, kind of tricky here. It's a very tricky because it's just ones and ones and ones. But there goes Pompey, still going with the full combo. No one really is going to stop him. You have some backup combo from Ran and Sige, but that doesn't really matter. But there goes Pompey, finally finding the break. But I think they did just enough to get another point for Sweden on the board. You still have combo from Yiyao, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, Pompey did just enough. Rekinaya, she gave up, honestly. Fair enough, but Pompey did just enough for Team Sweden, and there goes another point in favor of them.
Yeah, I mean, that is an unreal performance from Pompey there with the single miss. Sige right behind him with the number 3 score in the lobby on that 12 miss, but 1 miss as well, just from Yiyao. So holding on to a solid score was them, a handful of slider breaks towards the tail end, but the sole miss at that halfway point was the deciding factor. And the 400k scoreline tells the full story there, with the reading advantage firmly in the grasp of Sweden off the back of that Nomad 4 and off the back of this Hidden 2. It is reading exhausted from the pool and tapping exhausted from the pool. So now we're going to have to start seeing some different skill sets here with these remaining picks. And I'm looking at maps like this DT1 Free Mod 1 for Germany, the more mechanics-oriented aim maps in this pool. Sweden has the raw aim advantage, I think, with regards to Nomad 1 Hidden 1. But I think Free Mod 1 and DT1 present the higher BPM that may be the difference maker. And it will be the DT1 next pick for Germany. This is going to be hopping into pretty standard DT1. It's mapped by Amateur. If you know Amateur, you know them for their Hololive mass rank map drops, as well as their Bochi the Rock beat maps, I am pretty sure. This is one that, prior to this pool, I had not seen before, but hopping into this one is going to be some pretty classic DT1 action. AR-10, OD-10 on the stat line, so a little bit of accuracy comfort regarded as well. If you can play Hard Rock, you should be relatively comfortable on this one, minus the higher CES presented in a casual Hard Rock map. But I wonder what kind of roster changes we're going to see. Or are we going to see the same tapping roster in? Maybe there's mechanics on both the tapping and the aim for these rosters. If they have any aim specialists in the backlog, remains to be seen.
Yeah, it's gonna be a timeout though for Team Sweden right now, but I am expecting to see that same roster on those tapping from those tapping picks as well. You did have who was it? Yeah, you had Kex, Mankichiro, Yiyao, and Korean on the side of Team Germany for at least a DT3, but he also had Theo coming in for some of those other picks as well. But yeah, you see Maddie right now in the lobby. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're gonna see some of those players and maybe some other faces from other maps as well that were played. Um, but yeah, side of Team Sweden, I have honestly not a big clue on what players could really join them on this DT1. The DT1 that is very average. It's standard DT1 action, just J-pop music and AR10 and jumps and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, if the rosters on previous pools are any indication, last weekend it was Seagate, Girl Like Her, FaZe Terry, and Ran Yumiko. Notably, Ran Yumiko with, Yakumo? I'll just call him Ran. Ran notably getting a 300k score, which is a little lower for the DT side. They may be performing some sort of roster switch there with the fourth player, but Germany, we don't really know. They haven't played a DT1 in recent weeks, so this is going to be the big question. Can Germany's AIM roster match up to that of Sweden? And based off the fact that they're picking the map, surely they believe so. So we shall see if they can swamp out the Sweden #1 DT1 reign.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what will go on in this DT1 in just a few moments once this timeout ends on the side of Team Sweden. But yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, the Team Sweden does have a big advantage. Players like Sige and Girl Like Her are probably going to be stays here for their team. They did get the #2 and #3 score on DT1 last week. No stats coming in from Team Germany. They did not play DT1 last week, but we're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna come down right now for these players.
It does seem like the timeout timer's running out. Yuge, I assume, has been just timer watching. I'm unsure if they're actually on the beat map, given the fact that they didn't practice, but all players hopping in now. Mankichiro, Yiyao, players hopping in for Germany. Going to be that core roster on the side of Germany hopping in, alongside Kex and Theo, captain and backup for that German roster. And Yuge is still in the lobby, so I do presume they're going to be taking the DT1 spot over Rand this week. For this one, wait, let me double check the cooling sheet real quick. Okay, the 3-minute timer is pre-DT, so after DT this is just 2 minutes, 1000 combo just about in the density, and actually another swap out to come through. No Girl Like Her this week. It's going to be Ran hopping back in. I'm surprised to not see Girl Like Her in. They got an S rank on the DT1 last week, but maybe the higher BPM of this one throwing a wrench in some plans for Sweden. But normally when you use a timeout prior to important picks like this, it's because you think you can take back a breakpoint, and that extra practice matters. Trying to shift the momentum of the match matters. And so this Sweden believes is the pick that they're going to take back their initial breakpoint on. And it's looking comfortable so far for all players in the lobby. No breaks and a slight accuracy advantage on the side of Sweden. But it's going to be all up to those combos in the first PIC game, missing on the final note of that Quint. And it's matched by Mankichiro, but a very close scoreline going into our second quarter.
Yeah, it's still very close. You have 3 FCs against 3 FCs. You have, never mind, it's only 2 FCs on the side of Team Sweden right now. Theo, Kex, and Yiyao. It's only Theo and Yiyao right now holding on to full combos. But right now it's a 2v2 on the full combo department. FaZe Terry, Yuge, Theo, and Yiyao right now still holding on. But you still have some backup combos being built by Sige and Ran, and right now the lead is on the side of Team Sweden, 30,000 points and climbing, but it's not going to be super comfortable for them as we enter this last third of the map.
Yeah, you are looking at any shake in the cursor of these FCs. It is essentially just a 2-2. The combo advantage comes from that slight extra recovery on Sige over Mankichiro. But other than that, that FC from Theo down, that is the nail in the coffin. It is back by Yuge, wait just a minute, but the 100k difference, it's going to be barring a bit of a disaster from Sweden to bring this back over. But there it is!
What?
The full known combos on Sweden! It's just Yiyao's FC, everybody drops. Yiyao, all eyes on him to claw back that victory with the highest score in the lobby by such a wide margin, and the breakpoint not going to happen on this one. Sweden still waiting for their entry point to try and even this up, but for now, Germany still losing, no break points, still 2 points above, and Sweden trying to stay afloat.
That is very unfortunate for Team Sweden. That it seemed like they had it in the bag. FaZe, Terry, and Uge holding on to those very, very good scores. But yeah, Yao just did enough. Just did enough to bring another point for Team Germany, and now it's going to be Team Sweden trying to see what they can do here to get another point on the board.
Phenomenal scores there from the German side. Yao in specific to claw that victory from the jaw of defeat there, that quad break from Sweden. One of the most unfortunate moments I've seen. That was just really unlucky, but it's back to their pick, and as previously mentioned, we are out of the reading, we are out of the raw tapping. I understand why they would be reluctant to go back into a Fremont, but I would really like to see Fremont 3, and that is going to be the pick from Sweden. I do think it's their best way back into this match. Notion Cherry, this is a classic James Jan sort of hybrid technical kind of map, and given how the Nomad 4 has gone, given how other technical maps in this pool have gone, Sweden have definitely having some semblance of an edge here. But again, the maps to look out for in this pool, the Hard Rock pool still has not been touched. Every other mod pool been touched except for that Hard Rock pool, and that is just the battle between the skill sets represented in that pool as opposed to the comfort presented from the German roster on Hard Rock in specific. So I think that pool is going to be the make or break. Unless like Germany get a magical breakpoint here on this one, if there's any crazy easy overmod shenanigans from Sweden again, that definitely could go their way, but this does feel like a lock given how everything else has gone so far.
Yeah, we're gonna see another timeout coming in, the second one in the match, but it's gonna be from the side of Team Germany right now. So yeah, it's gonna be another few minutes waiting here on the Fremont 3, which is, you know, you hear this song and you think, oh yeah, it's drum and bass, it's gonna be some bursts or whatever, but no, this map is actually very, very interesting. It's very slider heavy, kind of techy in some aspects as well. And I'm expecting players like Theo to bring in easy for this one, maybe, because this one is a big multiplier on the easy, 2.6x on easy. So those reading players could really take advantage of it, but also be very careful not to be in over their heads for this one. But I don't know, it could be fun to see that easy being added in.
Yeah, this map on easy is such a tough ask, but you look at certain players in these rosters, specifically Pompey was the top easy score on that Fremont 4. No easies represented on the Germany roster on that pick, but I really don't think it was like Pompey being the difference maker. I think it was just the double easy. Sige with those misses in unfortunate places, that was the real difference maker. But with no players in the lobby in the current moment, looks like they're all getting their practice on as we get to jam out for a few minutes to this Cherry by Notion. And I mean, there's similar stat line to that Fremont 4 as well. The CS 3.7, just the 0.1 off of the 3.6 in the previous map. The two picks very similar, but the rhythm in this one a lot more simplistic.
Yeah, the rhythms are much more simplistic on this one. Yeah, right now we're just still waiting on the players on this timeout. Also, keep in mind it's not a very long map as well, so the breaks and the act drops and everything really matters because 2 minutes 30 seconds it goes by in an instant. It's not really anything that you can really do about it, but yeah, it's I don't know. I'm expecting a fun one as well for this Fremont 3 as we wait for this timeout to finish.
Yeah, nobody super in the lobby here. I suppose I can pull up MP based off of who played that Fremont 4. I would assume we're gonna be seeing a similar roster to it. For Sweden, it was Ran, Pompey, Zeus, and Sieg. And for Germany, it was Theo, Mankichira, Yiyao, and Reki Naija. So, based on those, I would presume very similar things. Both the hiddens on Yiyao and Reki. If you're Sige here, based on how Hidden 3 went, like, you definitely go Hidden here, because I think Sige is just a lock for, like, minimum 700k Hidden on this kind of map. With it being somewhat control tech-ish, I do think it lends its favor to that kind of player. As we're finally starting to see a handful of faces hop in the lobby. It's both of the German players, Pompey and Zeus, hopping back in as well. Zeus likely to take the Hard Rock here. Having a bit of a hard time on Knock Knock, that Fremont 4 map, but looking to bring it back for this one. Maddie as well on the side of Germany, actually going to be taking the place of Reki Naija. That looks like the only roster difference. No Sige in for this one. Wow.
Interesting way, but you saw. Oh yeah, no, there it is. There they are. Sige coming in for the Fremont 3. Unfortunate for Team Germany, they do not have Musubi here. Like I mentioned previously, Musubi being the other reading specialist for Team Germany, and it could really help them out on these Fremont picks. But unfortunately, nowhere to be seen for today. So Theo is gonna be that hyper carry on the reading picks if they manage to bring in easy. But no, actually Theo is going to be bringing Hard Rock, and it's going to be a double Hard Rock from Maddie and Theo Yiyao on the hidden. But you do see Pompey being the goat and bringing in the easy, and Zeus on the Hard Rock, and Sige on the hidden, Uge on that Nomad.
Yeah, and we talked about the simplistic rhythm of this map and the Hard Rock comfort that Germany has overall. You did not see the Hard Rock Overmod on the Fremont 4, likely because of how complex the swing rhythm is on that map. You saw a Theo FC'd, but it was not without a consequence with the 90% FC. This one a little bit easier to access on the accuracy side, as you're seeing from those combos. And right now it is just a 20k difference, actually evened out to about even, but Seagate and Zeus both dropping Yiyao Maddie to trade it as we hop into our Ki here. It's the easy FC from Pompey, and Yug holding on to the Nomad anchor that is keeping this at bay for Sweden. It is very tight after the multiplier. It is a 2.6 on the side of Sweden, on the side of Pompey for that mult, but they need to start reconciliating these recovery combos, and Sige and Zeus are having a real rough time of it. Final 2 FCs down. It's no combos on either side, and actually with the mult, Sweden have a bit of an advantage right now of about 20k if my math is correct.
Yeah, the advantage is short, but the combos are short as well. But you do see Maddie and Theo holding on to combos still on the side of Team Germany. That could really help them out right now. But this one is going to be very interesting. It's just going to really come down to the wire. But Pompey, Sige, and Uge are bringing back some of that combo as well as Zeus. Everyone is bringing back combo as well. You have Mankichiro and Yiyao still holding on. But Zeus and Mankichiro do find breaks in the same pattern. There goes Sige and Uge and Yiyao and Theo. Everyone still breaking, but you still have Pompey going on with some combo right now, as well as Maddie on the side of Team Germany. You still have breaks coming in from Zeus and Mankichiro, and this is going to be a very close one. Hubba.
Maddie drops. It's all up to Maddie now, but he drops. it's Pompey with the sole carry at this point. The multiplier is more than enough. I believe that 2.6 lends itself to about an 80k lead at the current moment, and it's going on the side of Team Sweden regardless of those recovery combos. And that will do it. A closer pick than I'm sure they wanted, but Sweden still staying afloat. The only breakpoint they've lost was that first one. And that'll bring the scoreline 4-5. The on-screen is automatic. That is not correct at the current moment. It is currently 4-5, but it is back to Germany's pick. And given how DT1 went, there's no more high AR left in the pool, or at least high AR aim. There's a full Hard Rock pool at the disposal of Germany. And I mean, I guess they have to go there. I think they'd be reluctant to go into Free Mod 1 after what just occurred on that Free Mod 3.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one. Yeah, I could see Pompey bringing in the easy, but I did not expect the performance to be this good on the Fremont 3. But right now, it is going to be Germany's pick, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they could do here. Like we mentioned before, the Hard Rock pool is still intact. Nobody touched it so far. But if I had to predict something like the Hard Rock 1, we have those mechanic, like techie-ish elements on that one. And yeah, I don't know what else they could really do. If they want to gamble the Nomad 1, they could. But I'm pretty confident on a Hard Rock 1 pick, but it's going to be the Hard Rock 3 actually. Let's go. We're going to touch the Hard Rock pool for the first time in this match.
Yeah, going into the Hard Rock 3, we've been talking about how this pick is one of the harder maps in the pool. This is, surprisingly enough, they're going for the techiest of the Hard Rock maps, and with the skill cap difficulty presented in this kind of control Hard Rock pick, I think this is where the Hard Rock comfort is going to come into play for a player like Theo in specific. I could see him being the hard carry here, but CK is no slouch at the Hard Rock. He can combo his way through it if need be. But with this being a technical pick, it's probably the most volatile one so far. Fremont 4 was a breakpoint, but that was due to, like, mod fumbling. This is very scary for Germany to pick into, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, I think the Hard Rock 1 would have been a better choice for this one, but Hard Rock 3 is a banger song, but it's also very, very mechanical, but it's more tech, it's more slider tech, if anything. But yeah, I'm not too sure about this one, Team Germany. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. This could really go either way. I think this could be a bit more of a toss-up, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what goes down. And you have teams in the lobby right now. Zeus, Ran, Sige, and Uge on set. Team Sweden, Team Germany have Corian, Maddie, Yiyao, and Theo. Good luck, have fun in the chat. We're gonna get started with our Hard Rock 3.
Now, the question is also, like, I suppose it's just like, I don't know, based on how the free mods have gone, Sweden has consistently taken the optional hidden over the optional Hard Rock, and Zeus has had a pretty bad time on the Hard Rock by comparison. So it's really just all eyes on some of these players. This is a very hard map to access. It goes into this linear control. It sort of plays like a KZG sphere map in this way, with the finger control, with the linear technical patterns. It is a very early break from CK, not matched by anyone. Accuracy and combo advantage current moment on the side of Germany as anticipated for their pick, but Maddie and Rand to trade, and immediately you're starting to see the volatility of a map of this difficulty.
Yeah, you can definitely see the KTG Sir influences on this map, but there goes Zeus dropping their combo, and now it's just wait, it's actually just one full combo on the side of Uge Team Sweden right now, and as well as Theo. I think Theo is holding on to a full combo as well, but we're gonna get into this next section right here. Yeah, Uge and Theo still holding on to those full combos, but you have a little bit more backup combo on the side of Team Sweden, and as you can see, the lead is slowly decreasing on the side of Team Germany. If Sweden can hold on, the lead will go to their end, but no, it's gonna be Theo dropping it as well as Uge.
Ooh,
But
wow.
so the lead is still dropping. The lead's still dropping, and Ran is still holding on to the combo as well. Sigi and Zeus is a valiant team effort for Team Sweden, I mean. But Ran is still holding on. Zeus did find a break. Sigi still holding on. And there's still combo on the side of Yao, but there goes Ran right now, and there goes Uge. Sigi needs to hold on to this combo right now.
Sige holding on tight through this section. Yeo has just about 100 less combo, but it's Theo's backing. Yeo trades it. It's Uge now against Theo with the recoveries on that top row. Ran holding out this extra 200. It's so close. It's going back and forth as advertised. Closest pick so far. Uge drops, but it is matched by some accuracy drops on the side of Germany. Still barely keeping this lead afloat on the German side is Ran Yakumo holding on tight. 300, 400 combo. That break from Theo is going to pay massive dividends to the score lead staying on their side, but still so close, just floating around this 15k. It's all up to Ran. The buzz sliders, the double breaks, it's not going to be enough as Yiya matches, and there's the fall. There's the final beacon of hope for Germany down. The Sweden finally matched the break point right before match point, and the momentum has shifted. We have to see if it is closed out, but with that quad break at the tail end, it is just, that is cinema. Do not look at the lead that they have accrued. What a phenomenal
No one says
performance
a
from Sweden
word
there.
about it. No one
What
says
a
a word about it.
What a phenomenal performance from Team Sweden there, as it is back to their pick in a time most dire. They are trying to avoid a tiebreaker situation. In order for them to do it, they have to win the next two picks. Options for them. There's still a Nomad 3 on the table. There's still a Hidden 1 on the table for the side of Sweden. Meanwhile, on the side of Germany, I'm looking at maps like the Nomad 1, like the Hard Rock 2, I think could be solid options on the side of Germany. Try to avoid the tech and go for some of the Hard Rock Comfort Precision. Could be a big difference maker on this pool. But for now, for Sweden, I really do think it's going to be that Hidden 1. They won the other two Hidden picks. Hidden 3 by a relatively close fashion. Hidden 2 by a faraway lead from a solo performance, and that is going to be the play. Hidden 1. Final pick for Sweden in this indomitable matchup.
Yeah, I was also thinking Nomad 1, but then I remembered their performance on the DT1, and maybe it wouldn't be such a good idea because they did lose that DT1. Not by a lot if my memory is correct, but they still lost. So Hidden 1 is the move here. As you can see here on the Hidden pool, Sweden is 2 for 2 right now on the Hidden pool. And we're gonna get into Hidden 1, if I'm not mistaken. There's some technical difficulties, yeah. Hello?
Yep, just waiting on Banshio to update. Well, client restart. Having some troubles with our custom map, but shoutouts to the custom mapper for this Hidden 1, Shiny Breakson. Working through us throughout the weekend. A little bit of mistiming issues to jump, but the style of this song is so cool. And I'm sure that was that's why we're having some struggles with the client right now, just getting that map updated for you all. As it's gonna be Pink Shift Rainwalk in that Hidden 1 slot. Final pick for Sweden. We do see some good lucks in the chat, just looking to find the transition.
Yeah, we're having some technical issues here with the map, but hopefully it's going to be settled soon. It's going to be up and running in just a few moments. Like you mentioned, Hubba, one of the custom maps for this finals map pool. Very, very interesting map. Yeah, I can. There's some slider aim, very awkward aim, as well as you'd expect from a hidden one. Um, but be careful with those sliders, though. Those sliders could cause a lot of trouble, and they could cause a lot of slider breaks as well. But we're already starting out with the hidden one.
Yeah, luckily didn't miss too much of this one. This is going to be a big point for Sweden, who surprisingly enough lost out on that DT1. The FC from Yi Yao was the difference maker, and already you're starting to see the confidence on some of these players. Yi Yao in specific matching Pompei's accuracy. It is the 94 on Yuge and the 93 on Sieg that are a little bit worrisome here for Sweden, going to be giving a pretty sizable ACK advantage to Germany. But it is still just the early goings, and it's going to be all about the combo regardless, as Yi Yao actually finding that first break. Gonna be evening up the score just a little bit, taking a moment to get back over to their side. But into this first PI, it's another break from those two players, and this is gonna be a close one, I think. Bryn already you're starting to see that scoreline flicker back to back.
Ooh.
And with the double break from Theo and Ran, it's still just 2 FCs to 2.
Yeah, you also, yeah, the break from Ran right now, it's really not helping Team Sweden, but you saw Sige Pompey going in as well as Korean and Reki Naya. That lead is not very big, so anything could really go, but Team Germany does have those backup combo advantages, not by a lot though. You have Ran and Uge trying their best to find their footing again, but it's anybody's game for now as we close out this first third of the map. And no one really seems to want to drop it. There goes Rekinaya right now, and that's going to give a huge advantage to Team Sweden as they still have those two full combos from Poppy and Sige back, and recovery combos from Ran, and Uge Yiyao does find a break. And that's not looking good for Germany, Hubba. It's not looking good at all, but there goes Pompey right now. And there goes
no.
Sige! No, that is very unfortunate, but there goes Korean. There's no full combos right now happening in any of the teams, in any of the players. There's no full combos happening anymore.
And now you look at the accuracies now that the dust has settled. It's the 97, highest in the lobby for Ran, as well as highest combo. On those cross corner jumps, the kick sliders, so devastating. Ran holding on to the nerve and getting rewarded with this slow section is going to be so big for Sweden as they build up their lead in this section, but that's a quad break as all 4 players in Germany hold the recovery combos in this section. Going to be massive as they see the damage done on that break on the leaderboard. Germany have a massive opportunity here with Yi Yao, Theo, and Rekanaya on this triple recovery combo. Is there enough time? Is there enough metal? On the side of Germany, Theo, the first to fall, gonna be keeping things close. Yao on the kick slider stack gets reading diff by that kick slider stack. And now the recovery combos on the side of Sweden have Rekanaya covered. It's a 40k difference. It's going to be up to chain misses and act drops on these sections. Another quad break comes through, and it's just this slight combo advantage on the side of Germany, keeping things so close with these stacks, with the difficulty here. A 40k difference, will it be enough? The perfect stacks, the jump, Pompey, the only combo in the lobby, will seal the deal for Sweden as they confirm and consolidate match point.
Good lord, this map was intense. It was close. It was a very good showing from both of these teams. Uh, I thought Sweden was gonna lose it actually from because of that quad break that they had right before a break. Um, but yeah, no, they managed to keep their cool. Those scores from Sige and Pompey really helped Team Sweden be where they are right now and being on match point. But it is Germany's pick now. It is Germany's final pick of the match. So I wonder what they could do really. I'm still looking at that Hard Rock one. They could really go for it. I think it is probably one of their better picks, as well as the Fremont one, actually. Um, because besides that, you have what? Nomad 1, Nomad 3, and the Hard Rock 2. I'm not really seeing Germany going for those precision picks. So Fremont 1 or Nomad 1 are my bets for this one.
Low key, low key. Am I crazy if it's just like the answer is like a Nomad map?
Hmm.
Like,
Oh, there it is. It is the answer.
Ashton, you shall receive. Okay, so why I was pondering a Nomad map. Hard Rock 3 did not go their way. Hard Rock 1 this week is not AIM, it's MechTech. The HR3 not going their way is really unfortunate. And Hard Rock 1 this week being MechTech, that is also favoring Sweden. The team score is there if Theo doesn't get a solo performance. And Germany already won DT1. They have AIM potential here. They're just not as comfortable on the hidden mod. So this is a strong pick for Germany because they get the aim of a hidden one as well as the mod comfort of no mod. It's just the perfect even ground, and if hidden one was close, I would imagine this is going to be a very similar situation for these teams as we hop into another custom in this pool. Shouts out to Quantum Vortex for the first punch, and this is going to be chock full of low BPM, high spacing aim.
Yeah, it's gonna be big jumps and some excuse me, some spaced bursts as well. Very typical for Quantum Vortex kind of maps. But it's also going to test out your consistency. If you are consistent in these jumps, if you are consistent in this kind of BPM as well, it's most likely going to go your way. So you're already seeing some faces coming back for this one. Sige, Uge, you have Girl Liker coming back, and Ren Yakumo as well. We have Korian, Yiyao, and Kex, and Monkey Chiro on the side of Team Germany. You see the good lucks in the chat. We're gonna get started with Germany's final pick of Nomad 1, the first punch by Pierce the Veil.
Yeah, going into the final pick of this matchup, it is all eyes on Germany. Their backs are against the wall. Can they pull through? Can they get this final point on the board to bring this match to tiebreaker and keep their run in the 5-digit European Cup alive? A little wrinkle to throw in this pick. You have to wonder the nerve situation on the side of Germany. Picking into AIM in what may be your final pick of the entire tournament has to be an incredibly scary thing, and already you're starting to see some misses on a handful of players on these initial obtuse and acute angle jumps. It's Ran Yakumo, it's Korin, it's Sige with the first 3 breaks of the match. Going to be giving a slight advantage to Germany.
Yeah, slight advantage for Germany indeed. Mankichiro and Kex still holding on to those full combos, as well as Mankichiro holding on to an SS, mind you. But you still have Sweden still holding on to some combos. Uge and Girl Liker holding on to combos as we enter this first Ki. Kex being the first one to break, as well as Ran, Girl Liker, and Sige breaking for the side of Team Sweden, and that's not good. Uge breaking,
Wow.
ooh. And that is not going to be good for Team Sweden because they need those combos. And we're going to exit this first Ki with Germany being on a 155k score lead. Mankichiro does find the break, but it's still a lot of map to go. But that advantage for Team Germany is very convincing right now.
Yeah, there is no more FCs on board, but to put it bluntly, Sweden needs a bit of a miracle, and these constant combo breaks on the side of them is not that miracle. Based on the performances of the players in the lobby, basically Sige has to FC the rest of the pick, which on his accuracy may be doable, but you also need quad breaks from Germany like twice or 3 more times in our finals moments. And Germany may just be pulling through with this as the lead ballooning into 200k. Yiyao breaks Mankichiro breaks, but it's still the 2 combos to 1 for all intents and purposes. Kex has Sige covered. If Kex were to break, Sige could begin to run away with this, but it is all up to Kex on whether or not Germany make it and bring it to tiebreaker. All eyes on the German side as they hold the advantage.
Yeah, the German way, Kex find a break in nothing. Kex breaking in thin air, but there goes Sige Girl Liker and Ran right now. There's no combos in each of the teams right now. Wait, but there's Uge still holding on to a sliver of combo right now, but there goes Ran right now and Mankichiro as well. I think Germany did just enough to bring this to tiebreaker. Uge still holding on to some combo, but I don't think there's enough time. Yao as well holding on to combo, but there's no time for Sweden to bring this back. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go to a tiebreaker in our first match of this finals weekend.
First match, first tiebreaker. Bernie, we have I don't. I hate to do this to you, but this is all you. It's Alberia, now known as Elia. It's Gumbarzo. It's our custom tiebreaker. We have other commentary obligations, so I will go to the other match. I'll leave it to you, buddy. It's Sweden versus Germany. It's all up to this. Lives on the line.
All right, have fun, Hubba. Thank you so much for joining me. And ladies and gentlemen, we have tiebreaker, and we have Bez joining in. Good lord, hello Bez.
I was not supposed to be here, but since I'm watching the stream anyways, might as well join in and help.
Yeah, honestly, Bez, thank you so much for joining in. I did not want to cast this tiebreaker alone. This is the first match of this weekend, Sweden-Germany. And it's already a tiebreaker as well on this classic map, Gumbarizo by TPazolite. And such a banger map, Bez. What are your thoughts? Tell me what you're thinking right now.
Oh man, this match has been so close throughout the whole length of throughout the whole duration of it. We've been talking about the breakpoint at the beginning where it was just those easy multipliers not exactly being quite enough. Maybe the unlucky breaks that Sige mentioned at the beginning truly were quite unfortunate for them, but then in the end they managed to get that breakpoint back, and they clawed back so many points because they were at a big deficit, Sweden, and they managed to get to a potential tiebreaker, and then they went ahead in the match, and then Germany had to catch up. Wow, this has been a true banger, and we're not gonna have any time to talk about it so much because we're instantly getting into the tiebreaker. We're getting into this 5-person collab. What an amazing map to end this match on, and I think this is just gonna be absolute cinema.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good match. We have both teams in, Sige Uge, Face Terry, Ren Yakumo on side of Team Sweden, Team Germany, Mankichiro, Maddie, Yao, Theo. This is the 2026 5-digit European Cup Finals tiebreaker. And we're going to get started just now, and both teams are in. First breaks coming in from Uge and Face Terry, but nothing too concerning. There's plenty of time for people to find some mistakes here as we enter this first few sections here. Face Terry finding another break as well as Ron Yakumo. Sige being the only one holding on to full combo on the side of Team Sweden, but Mankichiro did find some breaks as well as Yao and Maddie holding on to full combos. Theo also did find some early breaks as well.
This is gonna be really close one, especially considering the song itself and the map itself is pretty tapping heavy. We'll have to see the best of tapping from these players as it's quite tricky, and it only gets more difficult into this section where it's pretty burst heavy. You see a break from Yao. Matty found a break as well just a bit earlier, so right now Sweden is holding a lot of combo on their side, and they're continuing to do so as Matty finds another break. Yao as well continuing to find multiple breaks here, and Sweden is starting to run a bit away in this first quarter, but this map is really long, so they have to maintain this advantage for quite a while for it to matter. As Makiro dropping the FC, Tio as well, there's no FCs on the side of Germany left, and there's so much combo on the side for Sweden.
Yeah, there's still so much combo going on for Team Sweden, but you have to remember it's only the first quarter that's been played, but you still have full combos from Sige and Randy Akumo with the backup combo as well. It's Uge, but there's nothing going on the side of Team Germany. You have some recoveries from Yiyao and Maddie, but still those big combos on the side of Team Sweden, it's gonna help them get a huge advantage as we exit this first quarter of the map.
I'm shaking and I'm not playing this map. The nerves are overwhelming me as well, and I could not imagine what the nerves must feel for them. As right now, Sweden looks really good. We do see a double breaker from Uvichin and Face there, which is not good, but Rani Akumo and Sige are still holding the biggest combos in the lobby right now. Over 1k combos. Those are an absolute mountain to climb for Germany, but they are recovering quite nicely. Machikiro just dropped one there, so they do need to focus. They do need to keep consistency up, because if Sige doesn't find the break and Rani Akumo doesn't find the break either, it's all over. Yao finds another break, and it's looking more doom and gloom as the map continues on.
Yeah, we still Sige shows no signs of stopping. What is he doing? This is already an insane score, and we're only halfway through the map. Sige with the almost 1.6k combo. Randy Akumo as well. We can't not mention Randy Akumo holding on to as well as over 1k combo, almost 1.5k for them. Meanwhile, side of Team Germany, there's nothing really to scoff at. Really, there's nothing going on. Yiyao being the only resemblance of combo on the side of Team Germany, but nothing compared to what Sige is doing. Randy Akumo finally finding a break. All eyes on Sige right now. Will they be able to hold on to this combo? It's still 1.8k, still going, but there's no backup combo really happening on the side of Team Sweden, but it doesn't really matter because Sige is holding on to an insane full combo right now. There goes Face Terry, there goes Ran. Sige still going on as he approaches the 2k combo margin as we finish the second third of this map.
What are we doing? We're entering this super heavy tech section of the map, and they're still holding. We're now over the 2000 combo mark, and I think it's one of those performances that we will remember forever in history of 5EC. You can see their shake, you can see their emotion. They know they've done so much for the Sweden team throughout the years, last years especially, and this year as well. They're back again. Sige, this year, they're not leaving without making a statement. And this year is the year of Sweden. He did say it in the prediction stream. He did say that Sweden, he knows stuff about Sweden, and they will make it quite far, but they not expect such an absolute dominant performance from them on a tiebreaker of this magnitude. What a performance from Sige we're witnessing right now as they continue to hold the full combo.
Finally a break from Sige, but I think that Sige did just enough to hold on for Team Sweden. It's 363,000 points lead difference for Team Sweden, and I think they did just enough because there's nothing really going on the side of Team Germany. Face Terry being the highest combo right now on their team, but there goes Face Terry, there goes Randy Akumo. Yiyao still holding on to a full combo as well as Maddie. There goes Yiyao, but I don't think it really matters at this point. Sige did just enough with that 2.2, almost 2.3k combo if I'm not mistaken. So I think that Sweden did it. Sweden is moving to the next stage of the losers bracket, facing either Poland or the United Kingdom to fight for their lives on this tournament. And Germany, unfortunately, will be eliminated from 5-digit European Cup. What a match, Bez. What a match.
I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless. That performance from Siege and in general, all of these players in this match have been performing so good. But that singular performance on the tiebreaker was the last decisive performance of this match, and in the end, it was the one that mattered the most. And for Sweden, it means so much, eliminating last year's champions Germany, moving on into losers bracket, and continuing on for their march towards that top three that they so much want to repeat again this year as well. And for them, this is such a huge win, and we will only have to see and wait who will they have to face tomorrow. It will be either UK or Poland, as you mentioned. Another huge powerhouse of a match that's gonna be. But yeah, what an insane match! Absolutely, just cinema, just cinema, just cinema, just cinema.
Yeah, this match was absolute cinema buzz, but there's still 2 more matches happening today. You still have Poland versus United Kingdom at 15:15 UTC, so stay tuned for that, as well as 17 UTC. You're gonna have France versus Russia, the Russian Federation, I mean, and those matches are gonna be bangers, and they're gonna be defining what the matches are going to be like tomorrow, because there's a lot of potentials going on, and anything really can happen. But one of the teams that is already through to the next stage of this loser bracket is Sweden, and the next elimination match is going to be played in about an hour, so stay tuned for that. Bez, anything else you'd like to add?
Oof, I'm just personally, I'm just speechless, because yeah, it's just such an amazing performance, right, that I just witnessed. I'm trying to find words. I'm trying to like think of stuff to say, but it's like, it's just, the performances all have spoken so much, and I'm excited to see Sweden making more progress in this. Obviously, commiserations to Germany for not continuing on through the tournament, especially considering they were the reigning champions of 5EC. But it was such a close match, and unfortunately we had to lose one giant or the other, and in this time around it was Germany. But yeah, I think this has been everything from us. It's been an absolute pleasure joining here for tiebreaker last minute, but yeah, we will be rating 5WC, so stay here if you want to see what they are doing over there, as they're currently doing their prediction stream. So it's also really exciting, because 5WC is also around the corner, another 5-digit amazing tournament to witness. So if you're interested in that one, stay here as we will begin the raid shortly. But yeah, this has been everything from us. I've been Bezonaro, joined here. That was Hubba and Bernie earlier. Oh, Bernie is here right now, but Hubba
I'm still
left.
here, yeah.
Our streamer was Rainbow, and thank you everyone so much for watching, and we'll see you in about an hour for the next match.
See you guys.